What's up? Thursday, Pick Central. Joined by Marty Mush, Big Ev, King of the South. Still shows up. Ben Mintz.
There you go.
Presented to you by our friends at Fireball. Sometimes life can get serious fast and adult responsibilities become overwhelming, but everyone needs an excuse to let loose and have some fun. During the moments of stressful adulting and letting yourself have some fun, Fireball Whiskey is there to help you say F it and free your fire. Did the Bulls win last night?
They did. Plus 225 money line.
What an F it fire pick from me.
I need a tracker on the F it pick. We're making people money.
Yeah, I feel like the F it pick is unbelievable.
I gave out the home run. We're giving out money lines. Fireball takes any event to the next level, whether it's a mundane work happy hour, a crazy pregame, 30th birthday party, or just watching football with some friends. Fireball is all about flipping the script on life and turning everyday events into ones you'll be telling stories about for years. Fireball's iconic cinnamon flavor tastes fire and goes down easy, making it the ultimate crowd pleaser. That's why it's the #1 shot in the U.S. The Fireball 50-milliliter shooters are perfect to ignite a pregame, tailgate, or darty, plus no shot glass needed. Just crack it and knock it back. Ev, over-under on Fireball nips at LSU Saturday.
Responsible. I'll say 10. We'll see.
10. All right, that's a good number. Next time you're deciding between adulting and fun, say F it and free your fire with a nice cold shot of Fireball. All right, open up a little bit with baseball because we do have a heavy NFL show. Padres rally, take game 2. Ev had a good point. Kind of said people deaded the Padres. Now, after one game is a crazy statement. What's crazier is to dead the Padres around the trade deadline. I don't know who did that in this room, but to call them frauds and write blogs and hate them because you bet against them and they couldn't get things done. Whoever did that was probably nearsighted, but not as nearsighted as giving it up after one game, right, Ev?
Well, for me, it wasn't the obituary. It wasn't the obituary after game 1. It was the obituary down 4-0 in game 2, where it was like, oh, like
But Aaron Nola pitch.
They're gonna take two. Yeah. They're gonna take 2 in San Diego. Go home to Philly. It's over. Blah blah blah. I mean, they did it the Dodgers series, whole series. They came back, won games. I mean, the team's hot. They're very, very resilient. And the big thing with them is, too, they're hitting up and down the lineup. Like, everybody's hitting that lineup right now. From Cronenworth to guys like Grisham. The catcher Nola comes up with a big hit. All-time moment, and you feel for the guy, for their dad, where his son's pitching to his other son. His one son just had a big, 2 RBI single, to tie the game, while his other son just blew a 4-0 lead on the mound. I couldn't even imagine what he's feeling. That's got to be just a brutal as a parent to have to
Why?
wear the hat and the jersey. You don't know what you don't know what to do. But I mean, I think the Padres got a really good chance to win the series.
Why are horses allowed to can you sell a horse's semen? Why can't you sell Aaron Nola's dad's semen?
Yeah, we did this.
I know, but why? That's
I agree. I mean,
you really should be able to.
I wonder, well, I don't know any background on Mr. Nola. Is he was he an athlete?
I don't know. He's got 2 sons.
Because I think there are some weird accidents in sports where a normal. I mean, maybe he was a good athlete in high school. Obviously, we don't know, but just a kind of a Joe guy.
Was Gronk?
Gronk's
dad.
There you go. I
had 4 fucking.
I would imagine their father or mother was a good athlete at some point in their life, but they weren't elite professionals to my knowledge.
Imagine just buying semen and the guy says your son's just an asshole after what the fuck did I buy this for?
I've heard people that knew them growing up because they're from Louisiana said the older brother was Austin, the catcher, just used to beat the hell out of Aaron. Just they were fighting growing up. Being older, supposedly they fought everywhere they went.
Yeah,
it was it was an insane thing.
I do want to shout out the Padres atmosphere because that's a 1:00 start time and that was fucking electric for them. I didn't I don't know. You don't think of Padres fans being crazy.
They also haven't been in for a while, I feel.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, this is a real thing in sports. They lost the Chargers. They're a one-sport town. And, you see these towns like Oklahoma City's like that for NBA. When you're you only have one, everybody's freaking all in. You know what I mean? I think that's a real thing in sports.
Yeah, there's
Utah Jazz is like that.
Yeah, there's no question. There's no divide. If you live in San Diego, I get that.
You just don't think the 1:00 Padres are it's going to be whatever.
They've been waiting on. when's the last time they,
It's wild.
It was awesome. I loved it.
Those apartments that you could literally watch, if you were balconies there.
Yeah,
that's so sick.
It would be really. It feels like '98. Yanks pop.
My takeaway was like, as much as we want to talk about, and maybe that's the flaw with the Mets too. And again, not to make it about the Mets, but like they were built of like grind it out, small ball type team. Same with the Guardians, like advanced guys. Okay, here we go. The long ball is the fucking key, whether you like it or not.
But they were doing. The Padres were kind of doing both.
Yeah, I know.
Like
But
they have the
big
2 home runs to
swing-
get it to 4-2.
Yeah, but the big swing home runs. I mean, that was the difference, obviously, in the Astros Yankees.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Like that's kind of been the story of the playoffs of who can take the long ball. It's really the way it goes.
I mean, it really was kind of how it was last year too. Like the Braves Astros World Series was a shit ton of home runs.
Yeah. So Astros take game 1 in Houston. Needed to. I think that's inexcusable. Not even being a Yankee hater. That's inexcusable if you're Houston and you're sitting around from a Yankees team that played yesterday. Like you guys couldn't have. It would have been nice if you won, and obviously you're rooting for it. But like, what percentage did we really think the Yankees could to take that game?
Listen, I didn't think if you Jameson Tyone versus Verlander, not like
Yeah.
but
Well, Verlander got rocked in the previous start.
the problem is that we could have had the game. Like that's a game. If you look back on the series, if we do lose or whatever, like you could have stole that game. It was 1-1.
Yeah.
And
sure, yeah, and they
honestly,
pulled it away.
Boone fucked up a little bit too, where he put Frankie Montas in when we were down 3-1. It's like that just changes him letting up a home run. It just changes everything. The guy hasn't pitched in a month or two.
He didn't pitch well.
And he
for
made a
Yankees
couple
anyway.
mistakes. Honestly, all right, let's talk about. Let's just.
Well, I was gonna say the one we left a ton of guys on base.
No, we did.
That for me was the glaring thing.
But
than
you know
anything
why
else.
we did? Because think about it, I asked someone that doesn't watch sports at all, common sense person. Do you play a guy who hasn't played in 4 months, or do you play a guy no names, no matter what they did, play a guy who's been playing every day for a month? Which one would you play? You just play the guy who played for a month straight, like Matt
I guess
Carpenter.
a little bit of it factors in though. Like you're telling me, I could get back Fernando Tatis after form, like he's a superstar.
It's not
Your
like
guy's been hitting 120.
Yeah, but it was not
your other
like-
guy's been hitting 125.
It's not a superstar. Like
yeah, I
Carpenter
got you.
was playing really well, but you don't know how. But
No, I would play. In that case, I'd play the everyday guy.
Oswaldo Cabrera, like he's not a guy I'm like, but Matt Carpenter has every at bat he's had in the playoffs, he struck out.
Bad
The
swings
do you know
too.
how many times the Yankees struck out last night?
It was
17.
17.
Yeah.
You can't. win a
Verlander had
game.
11.
Verlander
Can't win a game.
He only
with
went to
17.
6 though. I was lucky to get.
No, and he went to
100
11 where his pitch count was like 70 in like the third inning or like
Yeah.
or early fourth inning.
Crazy.
Harrison Bader and Anthony Rizzo, the only 2 people hitting on this team. That's it. We shouldn't have even honestly. The
And
Guardians.
you want to know what's the sick thing? The other guys, IKF.
IKF, yeah.
Even though they're singles, I mean, he's actually he's putting the ball in play.
Carpenter shouldn't pitch to play tonight. Severino on the mound. This is a game you have to win. We just have to win this. Going down 2-0 to this team is. Let me tell you, they have a deep lineup. Their best players last night did squat.
Yep.
Everyone else.
Yeah, we had Bregman in the hit parade. Altuve has been due all playoffs. He hasn't done
he's been
anything.
Doesn't have a hit.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't have a hit in the playoffs.
Doesn't have a hit in the playoffs.
Bregman
It's
did-
And they're
crazy.
4-0.
Right.
Bregman didn't do
So what
well.
does that tell you? That's what I'm saying.
Pena's been just on fire.
Pena-
I mean,
both
yeah,
series.
but
They're
Altuve is a
they're
superstar.
They're a fucking really good team. And
Yeah.
they fucking lost George Springer and Correa, and they're still amazing. It doesn't make any fucking sense. They're so good.
Oh, they're loaded.
They just fill guys in like McCormick and Tucker and fucking
saying-
Pena. It's crazy.
Yesterday, it's like, man, playing the Guardians, you get to their 8-9, you're like, oh, thank God, they're not going to get a hit. You get to their 8-9, it's like there's no breathing.
Like restarting the order.
Yeah.
You
Homers, Maldonado, RBI double.
anybody have a feel on today's games in terms of baseball? I think you went under yesterday on Padres.
Yeah, no, I whipped. I had Phillies and under, but I had the Astros run line, so
All right, yeah.
I ended up 1 and 2. Today, man, I'm riding the Astros at home. I mean, they're undefeated in the playoffs. I know that this is a big spot for the Yankees, but I don't think the series is over if Houston gets up 2-0 at all. The Yankees are going to have Garrett Cole. And no, honestly, if you're a Yankees fan, splitting the first 2 without Cole pitching's got
It's
to
a
feel
win.
like a win.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
Major
you know,
win.
But I just think
Bullpen
Houston's
not rested.
Houston's
Yeah.
so damn hot right now, though, and Valdez is pretty good. So.
No, I'd feel great going back to the Bronx 1-1 with our 2 best pitchers coming up.
And having Cole be games 3 and 7.
Game 3, he go game.
And if
3,
there is a
next time we
7,
go
he's
game
set
4.
up, and Cole would be
Yeah.
7 if there's.
The one I liked is Valdez over 15.5 outs. So he usually goes
That's
like
low. That's kind of low.
He usually goes about 5. If you can get him into the 6th,
Is it usually 17.5?
Something like that.
Usually the
He doesn't go long, but he's been pretty consistent for him. I took the over. I think they're going to need him to get into the 6th.
Carpenter will at least be out because it's a lefty. Like there's no way he'll
so
actually.
we'll see.
I took over for the game.
Okay.
I took over 7 again.
Yeah, it's an over ballpark.
Big game. It's a big game. It's
I
a
just think
monster
the Yankees get a little rest, not quite as tired swings. I think we get some runs today.
Yeah, they're
Watch party tonight too, right?
Yeah, watch
Yes.
party. Watch party at American Whiskey. Start time is 7:30. It's a watch party, and we'll be streaming. So we want you in the background cheering for the home runs, fucking going nuts. It's free admission too. It's not like there's tickets or anything. So just come by. It's right by MSG. I mean, what the fuck else you doing?
Yeah, Zah, did you see the screenshot from your girl Tico?
From today?
Yeah. Did you see that? She goes, "Hey, why is somebody tell me why the Barstool Sportsbook isn't working? I can't place a bet."
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Tico.
yeah, I
located
did see
in
that.
New
I
York.
did.
She literally
Full time.
she asked if Craig Biggio was playing last night.
Yeah, overall? How was how was the streaming with her?
Listen, I have no problem. But it's just like we do a Yankees podcast. We watch every single game. You're recording every week. It's the biggest game of the year against the Astros. And
We
then
had Frank. You guys get Tico.
you know what? Frank put in the hours. He put in the hours.
He knows
of watching the game.
he knows the team.
At least
He's
he knows
allowed
who's
to
playing.
complain.
Yeah, at least he
you
knows.
know, he's allowed. He put in the hours. He's allowed to
Oh,
complain.
the Barstool Sportsbook does work. Tico we gotta fine tune her. We're getting her.
Yeah.
More gamblers, the welcome.
No,
the
not
better.
in
So
Brooklyn.
we're fine tuning her stuff here.
It works. Not in
At all
Brooklyn.
times. Why isn't it working? You're in New York.
for sure. Yeah. Tico will be fine.
She looked at me. She says, "Maury, the chat saying you're giving me dirty looks when I cheer." I'm like, "You're rooting for the team I fucking hate. Why would I like you?" And she's like, she couldn't understand like why I didn't like her cheering for the other team.
Thursday night football. I feel like this one was a better game when they scheduled it, but it's not necessarily the most glamorous one.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad.
Both teams are
Listen,
like at least
hate
like
it.
Division rivalry. Here's what I don't.
not division.
rivalry.
Oh, I'm not a division rivalry. Sorry, conference rivalry. Here's what I don't like. Being on the West Coast. What is this? A 6:15 local start? 5:15 local start?
5:15.
I don't like the light on my night games. I want my night games to be dark.
Yeah.
Oh, I 100% agree. It fucks me up when it's light out.
That hurts home field advantage though, so that I kind of like it being a Saints fan.
Yeah, I want my games at night. That's what I want.
Does everyone here, by the way, have a good feeling on a prop? Because I do.
I've got a theory to discuss. We're gonna get into it.
You want to build it right now?
Well, yeah, let's talk about this. All right, so who likes a side? Arizona's -2.5, -117. Cardinals money line -157. Saints obviously plus the 2.5, +128. Over is 44.
I don't want this in the parlay. Honestly, I don't want a side because sides usually props are just more fun for people. But I like the Cardinals tonight.
I do too.
My thoughts: the Saints, the last 3 weeks. Look, I know they're 2-4. I know they're struggling. It's a freaking body count. They've got so many guys out, but all 3 of the last 3 efforts with all the injuries they've had have been good. They could have won that Vikings game in London. I know I sound like a bitch complaining about calls, but there was some sketchy stuff. They beat Seattle, who's pretty good. They beat them 39-32. And then last week, that Bengals game, the Bengals came back from 23-14 and beat them. They're still playing hard.
They are.
Everybody's trying to blame Dennis Allen. It's not his fault. I mean, the defense has regressed a lot. They missed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. The thing is, I know everybody's talking about primetime unders. Saints games are flying over. 3 in a row have gone way over. On the Saints side of it, the thing I want to discuss is this quarterback thing. So Andy Dalton's up on the Barstool Sportsbook. His odds are like 213.5 passing right now. However, the reports I'm hearing, and Nick Underhill is the #1 Saints beat writer, and the dude knows everything. Nobody knows if Taysom Hill or Dalton's going tonight. I guess they think Dalton's going if he's up on the book, but like Nick Underhill said, I'm not sure. I'm hearing mixed reports. So if you're on the Saints prop side, I don't know how you can take any overs receiving if you're not sure Andy Dalton's playing. Because if Taysom Hill starts, they're running the damn ball, period.
Okay.
And so I think that's something you got to factor in. Olave is back, though, thank God.
Yeah, that's the scary part, though, is if you take – let's say you took all of them, just playing the numbers. Olave gets that one big play, it goes over and you lose. So that's what I'm worried about. Booze, go to field goals real quick. Or Zah, you got on a computer? Click the field goals.
You have to, right?
No.
No,
Westy's got me on a watch list.
They got us.
Unless it changed. Up to the top, just click game field goals. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, it's on like the
Go to game touchdown and game field goals.
top. Should tie it up top. It says game field goals.
Well, so the point is that you can only get Saints or Arizona.
Oh, they've got the game ones.
Games are done.
Beat them.
Beat
If
them.
you go to game field goals, it doesn't have
It'll
it?
probably get listed early, but either way. So I kind of like the Saints over the 1.5.
Wait, no. What's call Westy that son of a bitch? we have one. We haven't even hit a parlay, but the one that hits in it, we get taken away.
I like the Saints over the 1.5. Does anybody like DeAndre Hopkins? Obviously coming back.
Saints.
So my FF, look, I've got it. So
Apologize to Westy. It's on the book.
Where is it?
It's on the book.
All right, it's back. I
Apologize.
Say,
told
I'm
you it would
sorry,
go
Westy.
back. Sorry, Westy. We love you.
Over 3.5 is
over
gonna be-
3.5
is
And
our
it's plus
staple.
money, right?
Yep, 132.
Yeah, we could live with that.
So I'm doing the third. So Stephen Shea and I alternate who does the Fantasy Football Factory Thursday night pod. The one I turned in already is plus 650. It's Alvin Kamara over 62.5 rushing because they've been pounding him the last couple weeks, and it's a body count. They have to. And I think DeAndre Hopkins has been out 6 weeks. His first game back. Hollywood Brown's out forever with an ankle injury. Lattimore, the Saints' number one corner, is out. Number one receivers have been torching the Saints. I mean, obviously Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are awesome. But you got to think Hopkins' first game back, they're going to try to feed him. So my parlay was plus 650 before the boost. I have Hopkins over, Hopkins touchdown, and Kamara over rushing.
All right, so what do we like?
I mean, I know that that's
All
not
right,
ours. I just wanted to
here's
give
one.
my input.
Yeah, here's one to go off of yours. I agree with you. I think they're going to run the ball. What's Kamara's rushing attempts?
The only thing with that is Ingram's could get a lot.
All
Why
right,
are we
fine.
getting cute with attempts?
Yeah.
I'm more fine like asking which way to go. I'm not saying get.
I get what you're saying. More information.
think-
You're looking for more
All right,
information.
15
You're
and a
looking for
half.
more information. I get it.
He's saying they're going to pound the rock. So if that's volume, I'd rather go on the side of attempts than yards. That's all I'm saying.
Saints ran for over 200 yards against the Bengals last week.
I have one that I want either one. I want DeAndre Hopkins over in receptions or yards. Either one you
I
guys
think
want.
yards.
Let's do yards.
61.5, which I
Hopkins-
thought seemed kind of
They're
low.
gonna
Do we think they're going to feature him on quick?
They're gonna
hitters?
throw the ball to him.
I think so,
nonstop.
too.
And they have to. They got to give him. And like I said,
He's
Hollywood
fully
Hollywood
healthy. They
Brown
can
being
with
out.
both? You want to go with both, or does it matter?
No, we shouldn't go with both. Just let's go with. 62 and a half.
All right, give me the-
He's
give me-
gonna have at least 80
All right.
yards tonight.
It was field goals and Hopkins yards for now. What's Kamara's attempts? 18.
I need to look that up.
You can run on Arizona. Do we want to just take Kamara's yards?
Wait, Muddy, what are you asking?
That's
Uh,
that's partly.
DeAndre
It's starting
Hopkins
to look similar to
over
the Browns.
reception yards.
we got the field goals.
Over
Don't
receiving
worry.
yards.
Yeah, and these are longer shots.
Reception.
Too.
I
we
said,
said
I
receiving
said
yards.
reception yards. I didn't mean to. Yeah, receiving yards. Yeah, I don't like catches.
62.5
break
more.
one.
All right, Hopkins. Click the field goals. We'll take the over 3.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as like,
Let's say Kamara rushing yards. I like
Yeah.
that.
You can run on Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I like that.
Are
a
you
lot.
worried about them splitting the backfield? Or you think?
not really, dude.
All right.
Kamara's been like the last 2 games, man. He's had huge games. He's getting the main attempts, and look, I mean, it's just him and Hill are the playmakers.
So
right
do we
now.
want Kamara over rushing yards or
Yeah,
rushing
what is
attempts?
it?
It's
61 and a
over
half.
61.5 or 15.5 rushing attempts.
I like the yards more.
I
All right,
like
give me the yards.
I also, Big Eb, are you gonna do your touchdown?
If I was going to do a touchdown, it probably would be either Kamara or Hopkins.
I was.
I think Hopkins.
Sounding
were we
very
thinking
similar to the one
about-
I just heard.
What were we thinking about? Just like the one that always happens in Kyler Murray.
He's plus money. I saw
He
that.
hasn't as much, though, this year.
You think quarterbacks can run on the Saints, Smitty?
Plus
Mincy?
155.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, but I mean, they hadn't really played. They've been playing They played Burrow and Cousins, and so you can't really.
It's just like
You
I.
hadn't
always-
had any
just
really. They
like-
played Geno Smith.
I just
played-
think he
played
breaks.
Brady.
He's more likely to break. I saw that too. I think he breaks a.
I think the
I
biggest.
wanted to add him for. It's either Hopkins or Kyler Murray for double dip tonight too.
Here's my thing. The Saints' pass defense is getting torched, right? Burrow torched them. Cousins torched them. Geno, I feel like we got a little bit of an issue there right now.
I think Hopkins is the play.
You guys, I did mine on Hopkins over it.
What do you like? You haven't weighed in.
Touchdown Hopkins.
So we like touchdown Hopkins?
His odds are better on
Let's
touchdown.
see this.
Kamara's odds weren't
Because
great.
what Mincy said is true. Like, they've been getting
Yeah. Give me
by
Hopkins. Give me
receivers.
the Hopkins touchdown and tell me what it pays.
Plus 1,200.
What is it with Murray's touchdown?
So you want Murray's touchdown and Hopkins' touchdown,
It's gonna
right?
be a shit ton,
Let's see.
like 28.
Scorer and Kyler Murray. It goes up to roughly 4,500.
Oh my god.
Honestly, another
We're
thing,
doing-
Rico.
What is it with Kamara as well?
What are we getting crazy?
I'm not saying we're doing this, but
Yeah, no, you just killed my sportsbook app.
the
gotta get back.
the other one, Kyler Murray, 242.5. I think he could get the way the Saints pass defense is playing passing.
With Elv.
I think that would,
you get 2.5 touchdown passes?
I don't know about that, but I think the yard. I mean, like I said, Burrow and cut the yardage.
Okay.
I think he could throw for over that.
All right, with Alvin Kamara, it goes up to 6,600.
Jesus Christ. All right, so take Murray. We'll just go Hopkins, or do we really want to get nuts and go with Murray and Hopkins?
I mean,
Take Kamara back out,
Kamara's odds on touchdown were crappy
Hey,
anyway. It was
Kamara.
like minus 130
Obviously.
or something.
But I mean-
it wasn't worth. Like Hopkins was like plus 120.
they're going to
and it made
feature
more
him. I
sense.
do.
We're
think he's
being
gonna
if we're
score.
being for real, I think if we're doing 2 touchdowns, we got to take one of the other props out.
All right, so
I think we should just do one touchdown.
just go with Hopkins. That's fine. I'm offering the odds. That's all. Go with
I
Hopkins.
feel like the one with just the Hopkins touchdown is pretty good.
So can you guys just read me the 4? You
Sure.
want?
Hopkins receiving over 3.5. Kamara over rushing. Hopkins TD.
What's that? Those odds?
He said 12-1, I think. It was 12-1.
I mean, 12 to 1's a great parlay.
Like I said, the only thing I have, it's a great parlay. I mean, literally the one I'm turning in and promoting is almost the same thing, except for the field goals. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's all win. The hell with it. Let's all win.
That just means that we're all thinking the same.
Like I said, the other thing I want to mention is a theory thing, and it's different from this parlay. But hypothetically, I need a ruling on this, and I talked to Ev about this before. So what if the reports I'm hearing are right? Let's say Dalton doesn't play.
So everything I just was looking at was saying he is going to play.
Okay, that's what you're hearing. Okay,
was
Nick Underhill said
From Pelissimo and
Okay.
Ian Rappaport.
Okay, never mind. Scratch it.
They were saying he was going to start.
Okay,
I
scratch
still
it.
might like his unders.
Yeah, I like Olave 60.5. I could see going over if Dalton starts.
So the odds
I think
on
it's-
this right now with the 4 legs: Hopkins over 62.5 receiving yards, over 3.5 field goals, Kamara over 61.5 rushing yards, and a Hopkins touchdown plus 1,700.
Oh wow,
Love it.
That's great.
Lock it in?
Love it.
Yeah, lock it in. I like that a lot.
We actually got a yard back on Hopkins down to 61.5.
All right, great.
Let's go.
Even better. It's huge.
It's beautiful. All right, yeah, so I like that. All right, lock that in. That Pick Central parlay will be boosted. We've been really close.
Yeah, no, we're
On a
getting
bunch,
there.
so.
We're getting there.
Of course, tonight will be the one where it's no fucking field goals.
Can I get my mush minute?
Take that mush minute, and then actually, Mitz, tell us about NASCAR.
I'll tell you all about NASCAR because we got the Dixie Vodka 400 NASCAR back in South Florida. It's Dixie Vodka 400 race weekend, and championship hopes will be on the line with one of the last chances to lock into the championship 4. Watch the stars of NASCAR race to keep their dream alive. Tune in this Sunday, October 23rd at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Guarantee your 2022 Dixie Vodka 400 weekend experience today. Adult tickets as low as $49. Kids 12 and under start at $10. You don't want to miss this. Homestead Miami Speedway Dixie Vodka 400 will be a major part of the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. It'll be the critical second race of 3 in the round of 8 for the playoffs, as a victory will give the winner an automatic berth in the round of 4. The Dixie Vodka 400 will mark the first time in the 1.5-mile venue for NASCAR's next-gen car. So tune in to NASCAR's Dixie Vodka 400 race this Sunday, October 23rd at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Spider, Large, and the Mean Girls, and Eddie all heading down there as well from Barstool.
What a crew.
Mush minute.
All right, I'd like to do my mush minute. We got the clock ready.
Yes.
All right. So my mush minute today, just letting you know, yesterday was a height limit on reclining your chair in an airplane. But today, NFL, Jason Kelsey kind of was talking about with Travis Kelsey about Tom Brady. Tom Brady freaking the fuck out on his teammates and his O-lineman. Jason Kelsey's like, joking, like, I probably would let Tom Brady say whatever, but if any one of my quarterbacks fucking yells at me, throwing shit at me, like, bro, we're trying to fucking block for you. And he's like, I would put Tom Brady in a trash can. I'd pick him up, put him in a trash can, because why the fuck? We're trying out here. You don't even get hit. You don't get hit at all. And that we're out here getting hit every play, nothing. If you are going to expose us on the sideline and act like that, we're putting you in a trash can. And I agree with them because that's a pussy move. No matter how storied you are, you should not expose your offensive lineman who's trying to block for you.
That was like a man going through a divorce.
Was that a great minute or what?
That was a good one, Marty.
Makes sense.
I thought that was good.
Plus,
It
all
makes
linemen,
sense, though,
linemen
no?
are bigger than Brady, too.
But like the whole league is not letting you get hit. The whole rule, every rule is not letting you get hurt. But hey, maybe just look at it yourself and you get better. And or just talk to them and not throw the iPad at them. It's like you and your receivers on a different thing. 100% yell at them. The offensive line is literally just trying to block for you. They're not just letting it happen. I said they should let like the remember what the longest yard, the Adam Sandler one, when then they found out he was throwing the game and then he just stopped blocking for him and let him get fucking smoked. They should do that for Brady because he's getting a little prissy. And I also think what?
So, a guest went in. He's involved in magic. That's all I could say. I don't want to ruin it. But Za's fucking amazed. I didn't know Za was a big magic guy.
Bro,
I love magic.
never
Who
mind.
is it?
It's I don't want to ruin. I don't know how people are with their guests.
I'll
so
text
I'm
you,
not
Marty.
gonna say it, but he's like a legend.
It's not David Blaine, is it?
No, it's not. It's not David Blaine.
But do you agree
Yeah,
that
it makes sense.
Tom Brady,
Definitely
though,
makes
also is getting a little – like I think his team with taking the Wednesdays off.
That's what I was gonna say.
Not-
I think it's more than taking the Wednesday off. You fly by yourself to go
By
to
yourself.
Missing training camp.
owner's party.
Training camp.
Come back.
no matter who you are, that is just like you don't get just that much respect to just do your own thing all the time. Like you get respect for other things, but taking this little prissy bitch shit all the time, I think these offensive linemen, this team is actually starting to get pissed off.
You think Brady's head is this divorce thing's messing with him?
Oh yeah, it
I
definitely.
just also think like I don't know if he's all there in general.
I mean, he literally just compared an NFL season to being like on deployment.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're lost, guy. You're lost.
He's lost.
You're not at war.
It's
No
not a
one's
joke anymore.
No one's
First-
shooting.
And like
no
if he
one's
hangs
shooting
it
bullets
up,
at you,
if
like
he hangs it up, everybody will be like, all right, like yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he's fucking 50 years old. Like,
It's starting to. At first, it was a joke, like, "Oh, is this the divorce?" But like now, it's like him. Like he's always yelled at people, but not every weekend. Like the Steelers' loss was like that.
Oh, no, it was pretty
starting to be
egregious
Like
on the
what's
sideline.
going on? But hey, I don't know. I think the people are starting to get like pissed off at him instead of like, "Oh, it's the GOAT. He'll turn it over." It's like, no, he's losing his mind.
Y'all think another theory? Nobody made any big deal about it at all when Arians left coaching, but I mean, he's a pretty damn good offensive
he
coach.
wanted- he
You
wanted
think they miss
Arians out.
Arians? You think I know? No,
Pushed him
Brady didn't
out.
get a lot. That's what I'm saying. But you think they're missing Arians? I mean,
No,
wanted him
sure.
out.
Yeah.
What
I think
happens
so.
when a superstar team starts trying to like push people out, like a LeBron or like a fucking
yeah.
Durant,
Well, you
like-
see, no, with LeBron Lakers, like weird stuff starts.
Yeah, stuff like Wentz, you just can't do that shit. And
I think it's like when you start to become bigger than the game.
yeah,
That's like a weird. Like he's
So-
like treating himself like he's bigger than the game. He can do whatever he wants, show up whenever he wants.
like Belichick
Like it's a
wouldn't let
slippery
that
slope.
shit happen. You know that
For
He would
sure.
not-
we're gonna look
Absolutely.
back. We're gonna look back and wonder why Brady just didn't ride out on the sunset.
Because he was
Like
sick. He was
so
sick.
ma-
Of it. Oh, right
Like
out like
so many others did.
Well, like,
They
I
win
think-
that
I think
Super
because he's
Bowl,
obsessed.
He put that team together. There were a lot of parts, and that season they
Won it
weren't.
first year.
I know, but they weren't on fire that season.
they just got
They
hot
slowed-
late.
They got hot late. They put some pieces in there. Went and got guys. It's like
It was one of the coolest stories you could.
it
have.
was like just you watch Peyton do it. You watch Jordan do it.
Elway.
Do you agree?
No way,
Yeah,
like-
do you agree? Like sometimes you almost like ruin it a little bit, like of your the thought of that person in your head when they come back, and it's just like, what are you
Why?
doing?
Yeah,
It's like
but
you just said, Jordan and all that those people. It's like obviously they're the best, but then you have that little taste in you, like that reminder in your head, be like, oh, they sucked when they came.
I think Jordan regrets those years. Yeah, I think if he leaves in '98, you're always leaving people wanting more. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of legacy, like there would be a question: could he have gotten 8? Now
then
you got to think like they built like he could go. People want to sign there. They got close
In
in the
his
years
head-
the year after last
in his
year.
head, he wants to just be like, I'm still the best at 43 years old, 44, whatever
Right.
old he is.
But
45
more
now.
likely than not, you're not gonna win again.
But I mean, but even
You're
like
gonna go
listen,
out on a loss.
If you listen to his dad, but I'm talking about Brady right now. His dad talk about him 5 years ago. He said he literally this is directly from his father. That whenever his football career ends, it's gonna be ugly because he's so obsessed with football. He's not gonna leave on his own. His dad basically said him leaving is gonna be he just gets so bad and old
Yeah.
that no one wants
like
him anymore.
depressing, yeah.
Like he's that obsessed, and I think that's where he's at now. Where his marriage, life stuff's going on, the team's not playing very well. He's not playing great, and he's just like he's yelling at his linemen. He's going on. He's taking practice off. He's going back trying to figure shit out with his wife, parties. Like, I don't know what's going on, but
It's 45, right?
Yeah.
44, 45, yeah.
Think about Brandon Walker playing a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's older than Brandon.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I know, yeah.
Obviously, he's in better shape and
Or
better
gas.
looking
Yeah, I mean-
and just everything, better at everything. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's a 43-year-old man's body we see in that chair every day. And then we see, imagine that getting hit.
Well, he's not on the TB12, but
What's he, 43?
Who, Brandon?
No, Brady.
I think 44,
44,
45.
To me, 45-year-old people should be running social media accounts.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be quarterback.
that's true.
That's just me.
Really quick before we get off Brady,
Sure.
odds in the Barstool Sports book to make the playoffs for the Bucks.
Oh, high.
Yeah. So,
Yes,
all right, so,
minus
45.
670.
He's 45.
so that's a perfect.
No plus 465. What are your thoughts?
I said their
Division-
schedule.
it's
I
just the
said their
division's so
schedule.
bad.
The division's really bad. Nothing would make me happier if the fucking Falcons won that division.
Wow.
Nothing. would make-
25 to 1.
I will be honest. I know the Panthers shit, like to win a division. If they were somewhat okay, they'd be
With
right
their
in it.
defense.
No, your
Yeah,
logic. Like we said, we
division's
talked about it
not
before.
fair.
No, your logic on the 11-1. Like, yeah, they went to crap, but the logic was that the teams at the top were weak.
Yeah, like the
No, I get
Bucks
it.
were
But no,
not
the Falcons
so
ended up
dominant.
being the right side, not at
Yeah.
Carolina.
What are the Falcons?
6-1.
I mean,
They were 25 to 1 preseason.
Even the Saints 11 to like
Problem the Saints has just got so many.
I don't think the Saints can
just
do
got
it.
too many damn injuries.
100%,
are
but
bad.
11 to 1 is like not the crazy. Like it's the Falcons 6.
I mean, shit. The Falcons should have beat the Bucks. on
Oh,
that
yeah, imagine
fugazi call.
no doubt. And the
You know?
Bucks and Falcons are 3-3 each. The Saints are 2-4, and Carolina's 1.
So, all right.
Carolina's dead.
I don't know if I would play the Falcons on that division yet, especially if it was 25 at 6. But it does bring up a good point. So, which team over 500 is not making the playoffs? Which team under 500 can still make the playoffs? I'll read them off to you. Under 500. Jacksonville Jaguars, Denver Broncos, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, Houston Texans, Vegas Raiders. On the NFC, New Orleans Saints, Commanders, Cardinals, Bears, Lions, Panthers. Marty. Under 500 team to make the playoff.
There's a lot of teams you just listed.
I'll go. I got an answer immediately if you need any to think.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like a homer, but I think the Saints have the best chance only because the division's that bad. If the Bucks keep falling, they're still in it at 2-4. And I think when you make an answer on this, guys, you have to take an NFC team because there's only 4 NFC teams over 500. So, yeah, you take an under 500 team, everybody's 3-3 or worse. So if you're 2-4 in the NFC, you're way in it. AFC, whole different deal with so many teams over 500.
Do you guys have? Do you think any chance on the Browns?
Kinda. They'd have to be like I
They
do
have to,
think
like,
there's
with Deshaun
There's a
coming.
shot. They keep blowing these games.
there's AFC teams overachieving right now in the playoff hunt. Like I think the Jets are overachieving. Miami started out 3-0. Now they get Tua back. Like they're kind of
on the
technically
brink.
overachieving. You know what I mean?
Love that our security guard just like is taking a little stroll to see what's going on. It's just Troops losing his mind.
Yeah, Erica had to leave at me.
Erica just had him leave a meeting. Troops is losing his mind on, I would say, Gaz.
Erica did not look happy. She just
Well, you can't be screaming like this. Please sometimes people don't
Can't
realize.
scream. I want to remind people these are my suspension pants, so that's why I'm extra even keeled.
Also,
Also, I just want to remind everybody,
I
like
remember
and
those.
subscribe.
Yeah, like
to-
and subscribe if you like yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
What's the
Barstool.
like right now? Just real quick, please.
All right, so I'll give you one on the NFC. That's a great point of the teams over 500. I'm going to go only 3 or 4 teams we know. I think it could start tonight with the Cardinals. I know I could like
No,
in a
good.
mousetrap tonight, but that division's the Rams haven't necessarily been lighting the world on
division's
fire.
No, that division's wide open.
49ers came back to earth, right? Who's the 4th team that I'm missing? Seattle. I don't.
Seattle's
think it's
3-3.
great.
Yeah.
Give me Arizona with that. And then on the AFC side, I know it's like desperate, but Ev, I'm going to get back in your hole here. And they're laying 7 to Houston, which we'll touch on when we touch on the lines. Can Vegas make a run at that?
I think
The
they
same-
can. They've literally lost all their games so close. They're right there. They just can't get it done.
They had a tough schedule too.
The other
been
thing with
so
the other
close,
thing with
they just-
Vegas, this is Josh McDaniels' first year. They're getting used to that new offense. It would make sense for them to improve as they get more familiar with the offense.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was a little bit of the problem the first
Right.
few weeks.
I would go Vegas and I would go Arizona Cardinals. That's where I would go.
Are you guys confused on the Cardinals? Because I
Yeah,
can't figure
definitely.
them
It
out.
doesn't make sense.
They
have too
suck
many-
at Oaks. They finally lost a road game last week. They went 9-0 on the road last year. They were 2-0 on the road till Seattle last week. They suck at home. They stink at home. It's so weird because like so much of gambling is factored in a home road. With Arizona, I just flip it. It doesn't make sense.
Which team over 500 will not make the playoffs?
Vikings.
Philadelphia Eagles, That's crazy. Answer.
It's just because the NFC.
All right, NFC. Philadelphia Eagles 6-0. Vikings 5-1. Bucks 3-3. That's tempting. 49ers 3-3. That's tempting.
You're saying over 500 though, not 500.
500 or over.
Oh, there's a few that I think.
I'm sorry. 500 over. That's the way they formatted it. 49ers 3-3. Giants at 5-1, which is I'm sure going to be Smitty or a couple of different people's answers. Cowboys at 4-2. On the AFC side, Bills 5-1, Chiefs 4-2, Titans 3-2, Ravens 3-3, Chargers 4-2, Jets 4-2, Colts 3-2-1. I think the obvious answers are the bottom two in the AFC, right? The Colts, that could flip real quick.
Who's going to win that? Somebody's got to win that division.
Yeah, but the Titans are now, Titans have a half-game lead on them.
Well, the Titans get them in. If the Titans beat them at home this week, they'll have the sweep on them and have the tiebreaker.
Right. So I think the Colts could catapult down, especially when you look at teams like if the Browns can tread water and they get Watson back. If Vegas gets hot, Jacksonville might be able to figure something out. The Broncos, I don't really know what to make of the Broncos, but I feel like
obviously answers the Jets here.
Yeah, it's the Jets, and I would say the Colts.
I don't know about that. Listen, I'm not saying they're guaranteed to make the playoffs, but I think they're a little bit better than the people are wanting to give them credit for. Their defense is playing pretty well. Wilson's played pretty well. I mean, their strength of wins, I guess, isn't the best. But I mean, whose is right now? We're only 6 games.
Winning at Lambeau is still a thing, even with Green Bay.
I think so.
That
too.
was a big win. And
I think even just the resilience they've shown, come back in the Cleveland game, they beat the Steelers. I mean, I know there was obviously Bridgewater gets hurt in the Jets game or in the Dolphins game, but they still beat the shit out of them. I mean, their run game, Breece Hall's been a monster. Wilson's spreading the ball around. They got a few good receivers. The defense is playing better. I don't know. I think they're better than people think.
What about on the NFC side, Marty? You're saying the Vikings?
I don't. Obviously, it's the NFC's so not great. The top teams, I just don't see who the Vikings have this week. They're a bye, right?
I believe they're on.
The thing with the Vikings, I get your point. It's just the 5-1 when hardly anybody's over 500.
That's the only problem.
No, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. I'm not saying they're that good.
Justin Jefferson necessarily hasn't had a great season.
I disagree with that.
I mean, that'd be a little bit.
No, the thing with Jefferson, the thing he's made, Rico, he hasn't been consistent. He's had freaking.
Okay. I think it was kind of just the Eagles game.
No, he went nuts against the Saints in London. He went nuts against the Packers week 1. He's had 3 really big games.
He had 110 yards.
It has been up and down, though. Yeah, I got it.
He's had some games.
And when he's bad, he's MIA. So
and that was kind of the point.
The Vikings have a favorable schedule.
Yeah, I said that from the get-go. I had them to win the division. I like this team.
Cardinals next week, and then Commanders, Bills lost, but then Cowboys, and then Patriots, Jets, Lions, Colts, Giants, Packers, Bears.
It's definitely favorable, yeah. I would take a stab at the Bucks to miss the playoffs. And I mean, listen, I'm a Giants fan, but I get how people could say the Giants.
No.
It's an acceptable answer.
No, not acceptable. Not by me.
What?
You may be a fair weather, not by me.
I'm not a fair weather fan. I'm just saying, yes, the schedule is favorable, but
you could just say the same thing that you just said about the Vikings.
It's fair.
What are you saying?
He's saying that he thinks the Giants.
I see how people. I'm not saying it's true, but I see how people could say.
You just said it just
they've won some close games. I see how the.
Yeah, I mean, we beat good teams.
I think the Giants are good, but
overall beating pretty good teams.
No, all I'm saying is I see how people could make that their answer.
I think that,
especially with the Cowboys and Eagles in that division.
I think people are.
We already played the Cowboys once.
Right, close.
We still got 2 against the Commanders left. I think we could split with the Eagles. I really do. Listen, we'll lose in Philly. I feel like we always do. But
next one is
the game in East Rutherford is going to be a battle.
This road trip is big too. Jacksonville, and then it's somebody else.
Over the next 4, we got to go 3-1.
That's Seattle.
It's very winnable games. We got to go 3-1.
Can we have a real conversation about the Eagles without Smitty here? Do you guys? They're good. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't think that they're 6-0 good.
No, well, but good. In the NFL, you are what your schedule plays. 100%. A couple of years ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers were 10-1 or 10-0, whatever the hell.
Yeah, Arizona was 9-0 last year.
Yeah, and they were overachieving. The Steelers, you couldn't think at the end the Steelers were the best team.
Just saying,
it all shakes itself out. The Eagles are in a position where they're going to be. They have a favorable schedule. They're winning the games they're supposed to win.
Yes,
and they're going to get to have home field all the way through.
I'm not taking anything away. It's just that I think they're good, but it's just they're not. really putting it on teams where you're like, oh fuck.
I don't know, man. Their first halves, they're coming out and beating.
their second
And their
quarter.
secondary.
Second
The
quarter.
Eagles
It's
come
only
out in the first half and they absolutely smack teams.
And the other thing too is the secondary.
but
their secondary's good.
Second
They're
half
for
of
their
games, they don't. Their second.
They let teams
half,
back in. They let the
teams
Lions back
That's all
in.
I'm
They let the
saying.
yeah. No, they do.
I'll say this. I think the two teams that are cited, the Steelers and the Cardinals, I think they're much better than those teams.
Yes.
I think those teams was much more clear. Like you watch them, where like this team is not. I think when you watch the Eagles, you're like they're pretty fucking.
I mean, they're getting out first half.
Listen, you can make the arguments about them not playing as well in the second half, but which I think that's on them. Maybe to Sirianni, maybe not get so conservative when you have a big lead, but they just run the ball so well that I also could see why they get conservative when you're up 14 in the second half. But
I'm asking a little too
I
much.
think they're pretty
here,
good.
But Za and Ebo, can we just look if there's a bet to just a second quarter, like Eagles second quarter? If you guys look at, they've scored 130 points in the second quarter this year.
There usually is.
It's insane.
No way, 130.
Yeah.
That can't. Dude, you're wrong.
Yeah, Eagles have a bye this week.
It is.
You're wrong. You can't.
I'm not wrong.
They have not scored 20-something points a game in the second quarter.
Can't be-
Would you like you want like a record on?
I
that?
want.
I know they did. The only time I know they actually did was in the
Challenge
the
it.
Jags game.
challenging that stat.
In the Jags
They have not
game,
scored 130.
I don't know if they scored
Maybe in the
130
first
in the
half,
second
Marty. In the
quarter.
first half, maybe total 130.
That I might believe.
Guys,
'cause
let's
I know.
look
I
at
know the
the
Jags game. They were
same-
down 14-0 and went into half like 21-14. So
Let's
they
look it
scored
up.
21 in that.
Look it
quarter.
up.
That second quarter,
Facts are facts.
Yeah, y'all can look it up. I just can't. There's no way.
Facts are facts.
probably half.
While he looks that up, kind of a quick hitter.
112.
Wow, that is.
In the second quarter,
5-1 against the spread in the second quarter.
Can you look that up, Evo? So I'm not.
Yeah, I'll
looking
get
it
you
up?
their exact
Get that
quarterly
exact
breakdown.
line.
Because I'm telling you, it's a crazy where you would be. That's a
No, I know it's a real thing, but
rank stat.
You're
Close enough
Point's
that
not
it's
wrong.
close
I mean, they're
130, 112 is the same fucking.
that's pretty close. That is pretty close.
that's why I'm not
Closer than
dogging
I
it.
thought.
I mean, I'm not dogging it. Look, your point ain't wrong. They're kicking ass in the second quarter. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
you're
that's
not.
like a crazy.
It is crazy. Quarterback's coming back this week. Is Dak going to play?
They're saying
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, Dak will play. That makes sense.
That Dak overs this week against Detroit at home.
Yeah,
He's playing.
I know your
He's gonna.
I know your point about Cooper Rush, like, hey, don't mess up the bowl, but Dak has to play.
Yeah.
One, to me, should the Patriots start Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi?
Gotta go Zappe. He's hot.
I don't know how you take him out.
I think so too.
You got to go Zappe. Let
think
Mac
they're gonna
Jones'
go
high
Mac
ankle
Jones.
sprain. Do the thing where you give him another week or two to make sure he's 100% healed while you're winning. You know,
I think
why
you
not?
pretend. I think you pretend that Mac Jones is not ready to play.
Yeah.
And then until like Zappe pulls a Cooper Rush, where it's like, okay, well maybe we
Yeah.
were
You
wrong.
can't
But
do
if
it.
he
Yeah,
keeps playing,
you got to start. You got to
don't
roll with
dog
Zappi.
Mac Jones
right?
being like, we're starting Zappe over him. It's so clear as day. You have to.
Yeah, and the other thing too, man, Mac Jones had a severe high ankle sprain. That is not a joke injury. I mean,
No.
those things are 4 to 6 weeks, and so you can just kind of say, let's make sure he's 100% healthy. You've got a very obvious bridge with that, and I mean, it's a true thing. You don't want him out there. Like if he can't plant and throw, I mean, you don't want him out there. So I think you just keep rolling. You know, give Zappe another week or two.
Like I'm going to take the Patriots in Survivor Monday night, but if it's Mac Jones, I'm like a little worried if a guy coming back. Like give me Zapp, give me what I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I'm a
not
little.
even like it's like they're he's like was dominating teams.
Yeah. Does anybody worry about Vegas losing to Houston at home?
I think Vegas is off a bye. This is this should be in theory a great
Trust me,
Vegas
I've
effort.
lost
And
worse.
they're 1-4 and they're off a bye. This is a spot you got to win by 2
Desperate.
touchdowns.
What do you
Desperate.
think? You're the Raiders. They were desperate against.
Yeah, but they played great against the Chiefs.
They were
Should
desperate.
have won that game.
They were desperate against Denver too.
And
That's
they
why
won.
when I bet that. I know.
Yeah, I had that too.
I know. But Houston is fucking pesky.
Houston's
They don't
scrappy.
go away.
See, I don't
Pesky,
see,
but they can't really.
see. I don't think. Like I think the Raiders will win. Texans have been pretty good against the number. Their defense is I think a little better than people give them credit for. I don't know if I'll end up playing this game at all. I think the Raiders should win, but I don't love laying 7.
I think they have to.
I know. I'm just
have to
terrified
blow
of
them
it,
out.
especially
They
with
have to.
Survivor. It's
Like,
getting down to the nitty
As a
gritty.
team,
I like that New England more.
they just have
After
But I wouldn't hate it for Survivor. I just think 7.
No, it's
I'll tell you who
7 is a lot of points in the NFL.
I'll tell you who I'd like.
well.
in
That's a
Survi-
good stat.
I'd like in Survivor this week, even though it's gambling because Tua's back. But Miami should beat the crap out of Pittsburgh if Tua plays.
Yeah.
In Miami, that ought to not be a problem at
If
all.
Tua, they
If Tua goes down, that's the problem. Tua goes down, but that at home in Miami,
plus
patient,
Pittsburgh are off an all-world win.
yeah. But I just feel like you Pittsburgh on the road right
Yeah,
now.
I
You
know.
got to go. You got to go.
I know. So Ev, you touched on that. What do you got?
Oh, I was just going to say really quick, going to further review from the booth for Marty Mush, the Eagles have 40 more points in the second quarter than any other team in the NFL and have scored 24 twice in the second quarter.
How many points?
They have 112 points in the second quarter.
112 is
Next closest is the Chargers at 72.
Close enough.
Wow. Your point, like I said.
Yeah.
Just because you said 130, your point's right.
Yeah, that's
Can I have my 30 seconds to
Yeah.
on the
No,
Pelicans
absolutely.
real quick? All right. I went to the Pelicans-Nets game last night. I don't know if y'all saw the video. I couldn't fit into the tight Zion editions jersey last year, but Zion and I both the peak off-season training regiments, clearly showing off, and my boobs weren't popping at all in it yesterday. But my point being, the Pelicans are freaking awesome. If Zion stays healthy with him, Ingram, and McCollum, you've got a huge big three. You got a good coach, Willie Green. You got role players like Jonas is a good center. Herb Jones, great defender. Trey Murphy can knock down threes. Yeah, there's me at the. Yeah, I'm looking all right.
Looking
in there.
good.
Yeah, looking good. The point being, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Y'all could laugh in my face if you want. I took the Pels 40-1 to win it all last night while I was laying in bed.
That is a momentum bet.
Yeah, that's what's called an impulse buyer bet,
Without a
Rico.
doubt.
No, but they're freaking good.
Responsibly.
I think they could be a top 4 seed in the West.
Yeah.
No, and I'm pumped, and yeah. Anyway, that's my point. It was awesome last night. They beat the shit out of the Nets. They dominated them. Zion looked awesome. Brandon Ingram's all. What's not to love?
GPS is the best bet of all time. It's the easiest bet of.
I took it last night. Strong.
Plus 280. It's another one tonight. It's Giannis, LeBron, and Embiid to score 25 points.
It's usually 3 guys.
It's usually I've been trying to get 3 just because it's way better.
Yeah, because it's plus 280 instead of like plus 120.
Yeah, but like yesterday's plus 280. It was easy.
Who'd you have Luka in it last night?
Yeah, Luka,
was really easy. They
Booker,
all hit it
and
easy.
Ja.
Nice.
The Knicks looked.
They fought. They lost
always
OT.
look
They
good
lost at
early.
OT in Memphis.
They are the perfect team to be like, they're a little better, but they're not. They're not all.
Oh,
They'll cover spreads.
Cam Reddish though, what a shot!
What a three. That was a
Until
great.
they get a real
I'll tell you, Jalen Brunson played great yesterday. I was kind of somebody I was a doubter in Brunson. I know it's just one game. I thought we overpaid him, and then more people kind of put it in front of me. He's like the 15th highest paid point guard. That's not horrible.
It's just consider him a
the NBA is so
superstar
much
though.
No. I think that's where I think me as a Knicks fan, I've got too cynical. Where I'm like, when we sign a big player, I'm like, if this guy's not going to be like the guy that gets us over the hump,
Right.
then what's the point? And I think I've gotten a little too cynical with that. Like Brunson played well. I think he's going to be a great piece. We're just clearly not there. Like
Yeah, we still got a lot of picks
Gotta pay
though. Like they'll
someone.
figure it out.
But because
RJ
I was somebody I didn't want Mitchell, and like I'm adamant. People were like I didn't want Mitchell. I'm glad he's not a Knick because I think we would have gave up way too much, and he's not worth what they gave up. I think he's an inefficient shooter, high volume, like low efficiency. I think that doesn't win you championships. Oh no, I like Brunson though, and I think Randall's gonna have a bounce back year. He played well last night. I love RJ Barrett.
We talked about it real quick yesterday, but did you guys see LeBron said that the problem with their team is just that they can't shoot, which is a huge problem.
That's what I was.
But LeBron saying
he
that
he chose Russell Westbrook over DeMar DeRozan.
yeah, just fact.
Like what are we talking about?
Here's a fun one too.
I was saying this. Now I'm not just. I was saying this last year before it turned out the way it did.
I watched the Redeem Team documentary. Did you watch that,
I
man?
have not yet.
I watched it.
So it's pretty good. I thought they breezed through the Olympics kind of quickly and don't really talk about who got left off the team. Like who was the final cut, whatever. If that's not a storyline, it's not a storyline. But speaking of LeBron, the one thing that stood out to me, they're in a team meeting, and LeBron literally says this. I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, he goes, we would all love to have Chris Paul as our point guard and Dwayne Wade as our shooting guard. He's like, we have no excuses now. He's like this is a super team for the U.S. But then a year and a half later, he literally went and got those guys on his super team. I just thought it was an interesting flashback in time of like him acting like, oh, we're all in on it on our own, and then he went and built super teams.
That's funny.
It's crazy. It was like dude, whatever. And he couldn't have known it was going to come back to bite him in the ass.
Also,
I'm surprised that didn't come out on TikTok or like somebody's like trying to make fun of him like that.
But he also, I think he gets too much. Like super teams were being built far before he did it. Far before.
I don't think
Barkley
way
did it.
before.
Jason, the Celtics did it in 2008.
Celtics did it, yeah.
Like, what are we?
way before?
But
And
I'm
the
saying
Celtics
Barkley.
did
They were like, you
the
think
Celtics did it with a trade.
Guys,
The Celtics did it with a
I'm saying
trade.
guys joining but same shit.
Yeah, I got it.
Guys like joining teams try to win at the end. Like that's not some like new thing that LeBron just started. Like, I think he gets too much of the blame for that kind of stuff. Like, it's been going on for a long time.
Fair. It's a little different, though. 3 free agents all orchestrated where they were going to go. Didn't necessarily take the maximum amount of money. Like, it is what it is. I'm an anti-LeBron guy, so. You seem to be a big LeBron guy.
I wouldn't say I'm a big LeBron guy. I call it how it is.
Go to one of those schools he built?
I'm just sick of everyone like LeBron's like.
That's right. He gets too much hate sometimes. I just call it how I see it.
Right.
Listen, he does stuff all the time that's cringy.
He's stupid, fucking
super weird,
If he
and
was just
annoying,
a basketball player, he'd be fine.
But he's just not the. I just don't think he's the like people like treat him like he's like the devil.
Well, you said.
I don't agree with that.
telling him to shut
Who's
up and go.
cringier, LeBron James or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson to me.
What?
Yeah, Wilson's probably
Definitively.
Wilson's probably a
I
little
think,
cringier.
It's
close. It's kinda
LeBron,
close,
maybe
though.
because I see LeBron more.
LeBron kid has a lot more room to be cringy than Russell Wilson.
That's that was the proper way to say it.
Way more room.
Yeah. All right.
LeBron is such in a la land, like he doesn't understand real life. Where he was 13 years old and everyone's talking about him.
Yeah.
Like Russell Wilson, he's this guy.
It all just happened like in the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
Let's run through the NFL real quick.
Picks in.
Yeah. Let's get the picks in now, and then we'll do NFL at the end. That makes sense. Mincy, you got yours up?
Yeah, I got mine. I'm going Houston tonight. South Alabama by 3 over Troy in the first half under. That's a good game. Very interesting Sunbelt game. Both teams well coached. Pretty fun game. Took the Saints plus 2.5 just because Arizona sucks at home. And then the parlay, FF Pod parlay, it's plus 650 right now. We're waiting on it to get boosted. It's Kamara over 62.5 rushing, Hopkins over receiving, and a Hopkins TD. That's what we got, baby.
All right, I'm on the Clippers-Lakers over 224. I don't think the Lakers play any fucking defense. Clippers, I'll roll with that over. It's high, but Vegas Knights minus 1.5. Saints themselves field goals over 1.5 field goals plus 102. You could add the total field goals now that it's available over 3.5. Valdez over 15.5 outs. And the Fireball, F it, pick of the day, Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run, plus 310. Keep the hot streak hot. Oh, it's 335 now. Even better. Yordan Alvarez to hit the home run. Ev, your picks.
All right, so I'm going Yankees Astros over 7. I'm going with the I don't know why I keep betting on this team, but I just think the line makes sense. I'm taking Virginia plus 3. I'm taking the Cardinals minus 2.5 and the under 44. Staying with the primetime unders.
I got the Yankees money line. I got the Cardinals minus 2.5. Hopkins over receptions plus 104, and then the GPS is Giannis, Embiid, LeBron plus 180, which is a great bet. Let's get that going. And first episode of Round Ball is live now. So, and we just interviewed Jay Billis for next week. So, be on the lookout. Jay Billis is smart as fuck.
I like Jay Billis a lot.
Chris Cap weighed in. The Eagles, 112 points in the second quarter, have given up 27.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Fucking nuts. All right, so quickly the NFL as we run through it. Is there any line that anybody stands out as far as what they kind of love?
Especially having the Giants fans in here, boy, that Jacksonville Giants looks ratty. I kind of like Jacksonville by 3.
Super ratty.
How are the Giants plus 3?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that. And it's a weird place to go on the road too.
I think it's square. I'll probably go with the Chiefs.
I like Niners hit they lost as a road favorite last week, and
The Chiefs are playing like the hardest schedule of all time.
Coming off a loss going
They're always
into San
playing.
Fran, that's a little difficult.
It's just Niners lost as a road favorite last week, so that's always
why is Denver favored minus 1.5
That's a
against
game.
the
that one's
That's-
weird. The
I like
Jets
the
are due to
Broncos
lose
minus
one.
1.5.
Super weird. I think the Falcons are. I mean, they're not going to go undefeated against the spread the whole year, but plus 6.5. The Bengals, they like to give up points. I kind of like that over too, 47.
I could see that. I could see that.
I don't know if you could trust the Packers minus 4.5 on the road,
No.
even if it's at the Commanders.
I don't.
Colts, Titans, Titans minus 2.5. You're saying the Titans already beat them once.
Yeah, they won 24-17 like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
That might be my heavy play.
Yeah,
Titans. Vrabel, I feel like they could they'll just fucking squeeze them.
I know this is a very obvious side, but how the hell are 40.5 points going to score in Tampa? No, Tampa at Carolina. Tampa road unders are a huge thing. They played 3 monster easy ones already. Who's getting? The over-under Tampa Carolina should be like 34.
That Titans-Colts game, I have no interest in. I don't want to watch that game.
It's for the division lead too. That's
now I'm
it's gonna be
betting
20-17. Somebody.
Well, yeah, I mean it's not necessarily the best slate, but you got some good spots on there.
I think there's just a lot of bad football teams.
A lot of beat up.
do.
Yeah, the injuries too.
There's a lot of bad at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the point on the Eagles too, right? Like I agree to Ev's point. Like I do think the Eagles are good, but it's interesting that the heavy hitters have now kind of been like MIA this year. So where are the Packers? Where are the Bucks? You know, like you thought the 49ers.
Rams falling off.
The Rams, MIA.
I'm still
Like
49ers believer.
no, I got you.
As am I.
But it's
As
like
am I, Ev.
if the Eagles were going to go 6-0, you would think there'd be a bunch of teams like nipping on their heels.
exactly.
Not the fucking Vikings.
Irony is they're all in their division.
and Giants at 5-1 and 4-2. Listen. Sometimes if you want to go get I know the Eagles got the monkey off their back, but you want to go get a Super Bowl. Some years it's got to break your way. It might be breaking the Eagles' way.
Niners are 7-1 to win the NFC right now.
I don't like that.
I don't hate it.
I don't like it though.
I mean, I think they could still win that division, man. Division's just crap, man.
I don't like it. Anything else you like tonight in college, Ev?
I was thinking about South. That honestly, I think I just had another like a big wave. I might end up taking the Saints, to be honest.
I think the Titans are now a hammer.
The Cardinals are so bad at home.
Yeah, they are.
So bad at home.
Like I said, the Saints are. I mean, they're kind of.
But Dalton's horrible in prime time.
Last 3 weeks, the Saints are the definition of not that bad. Tons of people have been out. They've played 3 close games. They're 1-2, but they're fighting.
Just getting Hopkins back, though, really is such a huge thing.
They lost Hollywood Brown, though.
Yeah.
I know, but Hopkins just for
Tell you what else is a huge thing. Lattimore being out, the Saints. That's not good.
That's Pick Central. Football Friday, heavy college tomorrow. Yak is up next.